Most likely by the time you're watching this video, Jerome Powell already gave his speech. We have rate cuts today. Actually, I don't think we will have rate cuts, but we do have FOMC meeting today. There's 99.5% of chance that rates are not going to be cut. That is according to the FedWatch tool. We have a 99.5% probability of not having any rate changes this month, which was expected. But this week we already had a lot of ups and downs in the market. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen to crypto? We have a lot of news, for example, that USDT will be removed from European exchanges from January 31st. So what is all of that going to cause to the crypto markets? Let's talk about it in today's video. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. As we said before, most likely there won't be any cuts today. This is what everyone is expecting. The market is already priced in for no movement. So if that's not the case, we should see a lot of volatility waiting for Jerome Powell to say something either stupid or anything that will make the markets crash as they did last time. But that being said, Bitcoin is at $102,534. Ethereum is at $3,118. We have XRP that has flipped Tether, and now it is the third biggest coin here in crypto. And why is Tether going down? Well, mainly because European exchanges are going to be removing USDT from their exchanges starting January 31st. So you, as an European, you most likely won't be interacting with USDT anymore, but instead with USDC. So does that change something? You will see two things changing. Most of these exchanges, for example, if you do swaps, if you do future tradings with leverage or spot, what you will see is the pairs are going to start to change. So if you have BTC USDT, now you're going to have BTC some other stablecoin, most likely USDC. So that is good for Circle, the owner of USDC, because USDC will be the most used, most likely. That being said, you will also see the USDT dominance that we talked about here in the channel will go down. And usually that tends to say something about market conditions. People are either too scared or they're looking for somewhere else to put the money. But in this case, this drop will be because people will be migrating to maybe another stablecoin. So we most likely will see an inverse movement between USDT and USDC. USDC will most likely gain a lot of new users or a lot of new market share because of the USDT ban in Europe. So that being said, market is still very undersized. We can see here 50 right in the middle between fear and greed. So we don't know if we are going to be fearful or we're going to be greedy. But we can see right here that a lot of tokens were weak and some of them were even oversold. Of course, the RSI is not the only indicator you should use when you trade, but this gives a little bit of a overview of the market. These are the biggest tokens that we have, and most of them are touching the weak zone, so below a certain range. Actually, the average right here is around 42 to 43 right here in the RSI, but you can see how much of these tokens are in the weak spot, but you can see that they are going up. You see the little lines that they have below them. It means that they were down and they're going up a little bit. So that is somewhat bullish, but this is on the 4 hours. So if you are scared on where to put your money or what to do with your money, especially if you have USDT and you were staking or you were yield farming with USDT, you don't know where to go and what to do, we have our copy trading. Our copy trading is doing fantastic. So far, it is 4.62% in the month of January, 4.54 in the month of December last year, and we've had 14% in the month of July, if I'm not mistaken. August was 7.5%, September was 10%, October 10%, November 6.5%, and overall this year, since we started this strategy, we are up 72%, and this is a stablecoin strategy. So you put in USDC or USDT, whatever it is, and here we will do the trading for you. Of course, there's a success fee of 30%, but the number that you see right here in the P&L section, this one is already net. So it already accounted for the 30% success fees that we took, and here is the money that you get to keep. So between all my deposits that I did, the withdrawals, I am up 15% here in this strategy. I have $1,725. I am up $330 so far. So very, very good. A lot of people are joining. You can see that we are pretty much in a straight diagonal line here going up and we have a projection. This projection varied. It got down to 100% and up to 130%, but we are there looking at around 100% APR per year. So fantastic returns. This could be somewhere for you to look if you are looking for a place to deposit your USDC or USDT to generate some passive income. Right here on Ethereum, we're still looking a little bit bullish. We're currently in a very strong range. If we break below the 3K, we are going to be a little bit screwed, especially because here it is holding right here. It has been holding for a while right here. So the 3000 is a very strong place for Ethereum to be. If we bounce back from it, then we're most likely going to see 3400, 3500 once again. But if we break below the 3K, then this could be a little bit scary for Ethereum holders. Meanwhile, for Bitcoin, we bounced back and we're kind of holding right here as we speak. So we bounced back and we're testing it again, but it seems positive, especially if you look right here on the RSI. You can see that on the RSI, we're almost doing the same thing right here, testing, and we also have the moving average. So we're testing around these numbers right here, most likely right here. So we would have to wait a little bit to see what direction Bitcoin will show more strength towards. Of course, right now is not the time to do any trades, especially at the time I'm recording this, because we're just a few hours away from the announcement from the FOMC meeting. Now, regarding Bitcoin, a lot of longs were liquidated, especially on this little leg right here. If we go to the daily, you can see the candle down and then the candle up. So these movements right here liquidated a lot of people. Of course, 275 million bucks in total. This is a low number, so to say, if you compare to the billions of dollars that we saw liquidated on Monday, for example, but still a significant number overall for the crypto markets. If we're looking at liquidation, as I said on Wednesday, where we saw we were skewed to one side, and now guess what? We are balanced. So you can see we are very balanced between shorts and longs. We have balance in cumulative amounts. So almost the same 600 to 700 million on both sides. For Ethereum, we're also very close one to another, still very balanced. So we have to wait for one side to have more instability or stability than the other one. We can look even at the liquidation right now, the liquidation heat map for Bitcoin. We have strong heat signals on the top and below being very, very strong, but we already bounced back. So most likely we will be looking at the $103,000 before we go look for the $101,000 again. For Ethereum, if we switch right here, Ethereum is very strong at the 3,000 mark. That one is a little bit scary because again, if we start taking all of these levels right here, we can make a little bit of a squeeze and push the price of Ethereum to where we don't want it to go. But on the other side, we could just slow down right here, bounce as we did before, and look back to the 3170 on the top side right here. If we actually can go to Solana, because Solana is looking kind of good right now. We see we have a lot of heat below right here, but we already tested it 3 times. So we're hoping that right now we're either just gonna bounce like we did right here. We're gonna do the same thing, and this would mean that now we're gonna be stuck around the 230 for a little bit before we either break on the top side and get these ranges right here, or just drop it below, and we most likely will be looking towards the 220, maybe even lower right here. So that being said, on a few videos ago, I don't know if it was Monday or Wednesday, we talked about Hayes saying that Bitcoin could see $75,000 as the lowest and $200 to $250 as the highest by Christmas this year. Of course, a lot of people have been talking about this article inside my group channels, my Discord channels, and there's a lot of controversy because a lot of people are not happy with Trump, with the prices going up, the price of eggs. I don't know if you saw that the price of eggs in the United States has been soaring. I saw a post on Reddit saying a dozen eggs for 40 bucks. We saw it for 10, we saw it for 11. So there's a lot of panic, because people who are pro-Trump, they're hopeful that Trump is going to do something good. People who are against Trump are starting to notice things that are very sketchy and that are making prices surge. For example, coffee prices have been to an all-time high because, of course, the Colombia affair situation that they had between Colombia and the United States. And these things make the market a little bit scared. So the market reacts to news and not to actual factual things happening. If the news say panic, the market's going to drop, the market's going to sell, everyone is going to sell. If the news say, yay, we're good, then everyone is going to be relieved that these things are happening and they're going to be buying a lot. So the market is very volatile and scared right now. And we can see that specifically right now, we don't know if we're going to be longing, we're going to be shorting. You can see the uncertainty in the market. So I honestly don't believe that these numbers that Hayes gave are very accurate. I think they're overextended and over-exaggerated on both sides. Maybe $80,000, $88,000 is happening again for Bitcoin. Bitcoin, and $150, maybe $175,000 is going to be happening in any part of this year for Bitcoin. On the last video, I asked what is the price of Bitcoin by Friday. So we're halfway there. My guess was 103,500, if I'm not mistaken. Crypto Ricardo, for example, he says 101,765. So we are between my number and his number right now. And honestly, it seems that I have more chances to win, but still we have to see what comes out from the Fed meeting today. That could bring the current price closer to his bet or to my bet. Would have to wait and know. So if you haven't done that on last video, comment down below what is the price that you believe will be by Friday on today's video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on Friday so we can discuss more crypto news here on the topics. See you.